Hello, Go Horrors and fellow Deadites. I'm Brendan,
I'm Sam.
and welcome to Our Life in Horror. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, we were just on yesterday.
Oh, true. We were on yesterday. We did The Devil's Candy
Yes,
with Aubrey. I really liked that movie.
it was a good movie. I know. I'm surprised there hasn't been more coverage of that movie.
Yeah. We're coming back full force here. We've got a few streams coming up this week.
Mhm.
You want to talk about them quick?
We are doing a remake bracket with The Terrifying 3.
Yeah. Two
Tuesday.
of them will be present.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a remake battle. So we'll do a bracket battle.
Yep.
We're going to do a count of movies again one day.
Yep.
Either Monday or Wednesday. And then Friday, we have Ali and Anthony back for a horror hangout.
Yep.
And then on the weekend, my hair's stuck. I'm going to go over everything I watched, my Letterboxd ratings for this month.
Yep.
But yeah, today we are doing a review.
Yes, we are.
Friday the 13th. Which part is this?
Part 8. This is Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah. And it took me 3 times to get through this movie, and not because I didn't want to, because I got busy both times and only made it through part of the movie both times. So I finally sat through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Curious about your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm curious about everyone's thoughts too. But let's bring our guest on because we've got Ian in the house. Hey, Ian.
Hello.
Hello, guys. Hi. Good evening or morning.
How's it going? Thanks for being here with us.
No, happy to be here.
So we were originally going to talk Southland Tales. Yeah, but I wasn't sure how horror it was. But tell us about that movie because we haven't seen it.
I wish I'd watched that one, to be honest. No, Southland Tales, just it's the second movie by Richard Kelly, who made Donnie Darko. It's a very strange movie. It's very abstract. It's kind of a bit more horror nowadays than it was when it came out, but it's more kind of loose science fiction, I guess. It's like an analogy for like the Iraq War and stuff like that. But the cast is fascinating. It's a complete disaster of a movie, but it's really entertaining anyway. And it's just, I just thought it was just worth being a fun movie to discuss. But I decided to go for Jason Takes Manhattan instead. And as I was watching that movie, I did start to regret my decision ever so slightly.
So what made you pick this movie? Jason Takes Manhattan.
Well, I had nostalgia for it, and I thought it'd be quite interesting to discuss because obviously it's set in New York, but it was not made in New York. It was a bit different for the franchise to go somewhere different. It wasn't Camp Crystal Lake. But I realized quite quickly that my enjoyment of it did not extend to like being more critical and actually looking deeper into it, because there's not a lot in it, to be honest. So, but I have lots to talk about, so that's good.
All right. Before we get started, do you want to plug your channel? We've got the link in the description, I believe. I'm pretty sure I put it in there. And, Ryan's got it there too. Thank you, Ryan.
Cool. Yeah, I have my own channel. I make movies. You guys were nice enough to be in one of them, which thank you so much for.
We are not actors.
No, but then again, I'm not really at driver, and I keep getting away with it somehow. So, but I just put my latest movie up, which is called Red Herring's Found Footage Nightmare, and is a nightmare to try and do subtitles for because I talk non-stop for 70 minutes. So, and even I, at certain points, I'm like, I can't keep listening to sound my own voice. But that one's up, which is doing okay. And yeah, there'll be more movie reviews and stuff like that later in the year. I try and review Yellow Jackets every week, although I usually forget to do it on the day, and it takes me 3-4 days to come back to. And yeah, it's slowly inching towards being monetized, but then my rates of people watching to viewing are quite small. So, but hopefully some point, it'll become a money-making venture. But for now, it's just fun to have an avenue to put stuff up on.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
And props to you, because when you talk about having to do the subtitles and all that, like, I'm such an instant gratification girl. I cannot even, like, props to you and filmmakers and everything, because all that extra stuff you got to do, I just would pull my hair out. So that's amazing. Everyone go check out Ian's channel, go subscribe, get him some viewing hours, whatever it is that you need.
Whatever I need.
Well, that's great. But yeah, Ryan's got your link in the chat. That's awesome. Thank you, Ryan. And yeah, let's see what's up to the chat here quick, and then we'll get into it.
Cool.
Hey, Noel.
Hey, Noel.
Thanks for being here. And thank you for posting resharing our stream, Noel. I saw it right before we clicked live, so I wasn't able to acknowledge it. And Peyton's here.
Hey, Peyton. It has been a while.
It has been a while, yeah. And Holland's here. Hey, Holland.
Hey, Holland.
Did Sam finally make it to Manhattan? Yes, I did.
Yeah, took a while.
It took us 2 sittings to finish this movie, though, because I was so tired last night. We had like 20 minutes left, and I'm like, can we just finish tomorrow?
Yeah. Then you almost forgot about it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Bitter Wolf's here.
Hey.
Hey.
Friend of all of us. I love this movie.
Oh.
Our friend Jordana messaged me today too and said she loves this movie.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, okay, I have some thoughts, but a lot of people do, though. People have fun with this kind of stuff. Hey, Rob. Thanks for being here, Rob. And Reign of Horror. Hey. Thanks for being here. Here's Rob showing his true feelings.
Amazing.
And Bitter Wolf showing some love there.
Oh, that's very kind. It's not true, but thank you for saying it. So.
I'm sure it's true. I'm sure it is.
No, I'm sure it's a very entertaining movie, but I wouldn't say it's well done, particularly applies to anything I think.
We're always our worst critics. Noel says, love Jason Takes Manhattan, the one movie where we discovered Jason has a killer uppercut just like Shorty from Killer Clowns.
Yeah.
Ryan says, my favorite scene in this movie is the boxing scene. I always get a good laugh there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good scene.
Jamie's here. Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
Let's see here. Oh, Ian's showing some love in the chat. I've been watching Beau is Afraid for the last 2 days. I finally made it to the last hour. I saw you post about
I did
that.
too. I was going to ask you if you liked it or not.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
But yeah, we haven't gotten around to it.
It's very strange, but it's very, very, especially in cinema, it's really surreal to watch because it goes to some very strange places.
It's the runtime that is daunting for me. Like, it just, I'll get to it eventually because I do want to see it. It's just so long.
It's a very long movie. It even feels long watching it. It's just, but it is worth it. But you will have, it's not a movie where you can have like a casual response to it. You'll probably either love it or you'll be like, this is absolutely terrible. But it's out of all of his movies, it's the one where I was like, I get this movie, but it'll have a very niche audience because there's no way you can get like a mainstream audience into that slice of incredibly weird, uncomfortable nonsense.
Okay. Jamie says, I saw this movie in theater. I was so bored that I ended up with mono. My boyfriend didn't know he had it. Oh, good old boring movies that are good for sexy time. That's funny. I also saw this movie in theater. I didn't make out with your boyfriend though, so I didn't get sick. Beau is Afraid is amazing so far. I just have to keep taking breaks because other stuff keeps coming up, like this stream. Well, it's nice that you paused it for us.
Yeah.
And Big Rod.
Hey.
Oof, sorry I'm late. Was working at audio levels. Hope everyone is great. Oh my goodness, Bruce. Do you need to bark? Oh, he has a lot to say. He's yelling at Big Rod.
Yeah.
All right. I'll get into the cast and stuff, and then we'll say our spoiler-free thoughts, and then we'll get into this.
Oh,
Bless you.
excuse me.
Everyone's overstimulating me in this house.
Well, I know. The dogs are driving me nuts.
The dogs are barking. Brennan sneezing. Okay. Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, has a 4.5 on IMDb, 11% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Starring Kane Hodder, Jensen Daggett, Scott Reeves, Peggy Hedden, Vincent Craig Dupree, Barbara Bingham, Mark Richmond. There's a lot of people in this movie.
It's only like 3 that matter, though.
Yeah. Director is Rob Hedden. This came out July 28th, 1989. And yeah, spoiler-free thoughts. What do you think of this movie?
Well, Ian, it was your pick, so if you got anything left to say.
No, I mean, in terms of being Friday Phone's movie, I enjoyed it. It's something different. It's not the same old sort of counselors being tormented, so that was good. There's a few scenes I really like. I'll go into those more in terms of the spoiler section. There's a couple of good set pieces. Jason is threatening, which he hasn't been in some of the other ones. You actually do get a sense of like, oh, you need to run away from him very quickly. There's a few really funny bits. But overall, I'd say it's okay. But no, it's after rewatching it, it's definitely not one of my favorite ones. In the franchise, it's not, and it doesn't commit as much as Jason X does to like the bit where it's just playing up how silly it is. This one's a bit more serious, and it's also no sense does it really feel like they're actually in New York, apart from the maybe 2 sequences that were actually shot in New York. But it's not bad. It's watchable, but I don't know if I would necessarily go back and rewatch it unless I was doing like the complete series again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. Out of all of them, chose number 8. Boy, I haven't seen this movie since I probably bought the DVD box set and I watched all of them in a row, and I probably haven't watched this movie since.
Okay.
I remember them not liking it. I think this just solidified the fact that this is definitely like bottom of the barrel Friday the 13th for me. Like you said, if this movie leaned into like the comedy aspect of it, like it did in Part 6 or it does in Jason X, I think it would be a lot higher. But unfortunately, it just doesn't, and I think it takes itself way too seriously. I think it's got a bunch of not a bunch, but a lot of half-cooked ideas that never go anywhere and just kind of seem to come out of nowhere. Too many characters, I'll say. Like, it's still okay, but like the only time, like you said, Ian, the only time I'm probably gonna watch this movie again is if it's within a franchise run. But to just throw this one out of a hat and put it on, not likely.
Okay. All right. Before I say my spoiler-free thoughts, I was going to say what's up to Ryan. Just showed up.
Ryan.
The other Ryan. And just up to Ian. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rob says, is it watchable? Let's not call this bottom of the barrel, though. Jason Goes to Hell follows this one.
You know what? I was debating that in my head while watching this movie. And it's been a long time since I've seen Jason Goes to Hell as well.
I've never seen that one.
But where I sit right now, I would probably rather watch Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, same.
Right.
I think a lot of the issue with this movie is that there's a lot of off-screen kills.
Yeah.
And all the kills in Jason Goes to Hell are on screen. And they're fucking awesome.
Okay.
So yeah, this man, it's sorry, Rob, but it's borderlining the bottom 2 movies for me, at least.
Jamie likes Jason Goes to Hell.
Oh,
that there is a huge fan base for that movie.
There is, I've noticed.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I think they didn't like go for like a lot of the things that were working for the movie, like having some more Creighton Duke in there. That would really worked for the movie, but they just never they could have went more with that. Like they were supposed to do it, but they just never did it.
Okay. Rob, don't fight with people in the chat. My spoiler-free thoughts. I wasn't a big fan of this. I'll be completely honest. The first couple times I tried watching this movie and only got like a little way in, I thought I was gonna have fun with it, and then I didn't really love it. You basically nailed it. There are way too many people in this movie that I don't care about. So many plot decisions that don't go anywhere. And the kills weren't even that great. Like I was just looking forward to that. So I had a hard time even picking a favorite kill. I actually don't even remember what I picked. That's really sad. We'll get into that in the spoilers. I just think this movie is really long too, and I just didn't have as much fun as I was hoping I was going to. But you can't win them all in a franchise, I guess, right?
And being the 8th movie, and your movie's an hour 40 is pretty ridiculous, I think.
I'm going to. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna get into spoilers.
Cool.
So if you haven't seen this movie, get out of here. Ian, describe this movie in 3 words.
All I could really come up with was that's not Manhattan. And that basically is me embellic of my issue of the whole movie is it just doesn't feel like it's set in New York at all. So I think the title is the first real problem I have with the movie.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree with that. Mine is Jason Takes a Boat. Or Jason Takes a Boat.
Funny. I put long, underwhelming Jason.
Really?
I wasn't sure.
They're both great. Yeah, no, if you told someone the movie based on described it in those 3 words, I think they would go, "Oh, I don't want to watch that movie."
I hate putting people away from movies because, like, it might be a movie for someone, right? Like, there are people that enjoy this movie. I've heard it from many people today alone. But yeah, who's your favorite character?
I'm going to go with Julius, the boxing guy, just because he has the one part of the movie which I think is actually genuinely memorable when he has that fight with Jason. Like his character there's nothing to his character apart from that scene. He does nothing, but that one scene. I remember when I was growing up, and a mate told me about this movie, that scene being in the movie, and it made it sound so much better than the movie actually is. It was like, oh, there's this guy, and he fights Jason, and he boxes him, and I was like, that sounds awesome. And it is a good scene, but the rest of the movie is no, that's the part where I really like just the idea that this guy's like, I'm going to fight Jason and I'm going to beat him up with my bare hands, and Jason's just like, okay, like just keep punching till you run out of energy, I guess.
All right, good pick. Holland's 3 words are "Where is Manhattan?"
Right.
Jamie says, "Who knew Vancouver looked so much like New York City?"
No.
Big Rod says, "Don't get Brendan riled up. We don't want him ripping a stitch out."
I actually don't even know if I got stitches.
Yeah, I don't know either. You're bruised up though, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character?
I actually went with Sean.
Who's that? Oh, the dude.
He's like the love interest. And he's not even a great character. I was just like, if there was anybody that had like any like character depth that was like cohesive, it was probably him. It made the most sense. It's just I don't think he doesn't overcome anything. He doesn't really have an arc, in my opinion, either. But like he has he has a baseline to have a good arc. It just never fills itself out.
Yeah. My answer is Toby the dog, but I also, if I have to pick a human, I will pick Wayne.
Wayne.
Wayne is the dorky guy with the camera. Like you just kind of feel for him because he's cute. He's a little cutie, dorky cutie.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just went with him. I didn't really like anyone in this movie, to be completely honest. Jamie says Rennie might be the worst final girl in history.
He's up there.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Who was your least favorite character?
Well, we'll get to that right now. Rennie is my least favorite character in the movie.
Oh no way!
But that's solely because this is a bit of a rant, but it's because she's not really because of much of what she does. But I was trying to make sense of that bit near the end where she says that Jason was the one drowning her, and I racked my brain to try and have that make any sense in the timeline of these movies. And I just rationalized that she had to be lying about that. And then I thought, but why is she lying that Jason tried drowning her? Because it just doesn't make any sense. Like in terms of how old Jason is and all of that. And that's the part where I was like, I'm done with this movie. So I just could not figure out how that made any sense whatsoever in terms of this already abysmal continuity of these movies.
Yeah, I definitely am agreeing, but I don't like the. I always thought he was the principal, but I couldn't tell. Maybe he's the biology teacher. You got Charles, that's the uncle of Rennie. I mean, he's just a prick for the sake of being a prick, really, throughout the whole thing. And then, I'm like, you're teaching your niece how to swim, and then he tells her the story about Jason being still at the bottom of the lake, and then he just pushes her in. Like, what an awful thing to tell somebody, especially a little girl.
Yeah.
Like, it's just terrible human being energy.
I put him down too, but I'm also going to go with Tamara, who Rob loves in the chat here, for obvious reasons. I just can't get down with Mean Girls. Like, when someone's a bitch in a movie, like, don't even bother getting naked because I'm just so turned off. I just don't like Mean Girls, and she's just a bitch. She peer pressures her friend into doing drugs. She pushes Rennie off the boat. Like, she's just a bitch. And she didn't even get a. We'll talk about that later. Never mind. Her and the uncle, like, they're just horrible. No one in this movie is good. Like, I just didn't like anyone in this movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Rob's a fan of her, and so is Brian, and so is Jamie. So I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, okay.
Hey Gene, thanks for being here.
Hey, Gene.
Who do you think had the best performance?
So I agree with you that the character was awful, but the guy who played Charles, I thought, did a very good job of being like really unlikable. And I thought Kane Hodder was, I mean, obviously it's more a non-verbal performance, but I thought he was great. Very intimidating as Jason. But apart from those two, no one really stands out because there's not much chance for acting in this movie. So most of them are just doing what they can to get through the experience, I guess.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I put NA, but I'll agree with those.
Yeah, I was thinking saying Kane Hodder, or the dog. The dog seemed very well trained, and well done to Toby.
Yeah. I looked over to see how happy he'd be at the end of the movie when Toby shows back up.
Score and soundtrack.
It was okay. I mean, I liked the song at the start and the end was pretty good, but it didn't really fit like a Friday 13th movie particularly. But apart from that, there was like it was just a general sort of music you get from one of these movies, and I was hoping I was hoping they'd make it a bit more of the feel of like how it sounds in New York, but I guess they not only didn't have budget to shoot in New York, they didn't have budget for any actual songs apart from one. So yeah, not not great, not inspiring, just sort of there, I guess. A bit more ambient noise would have been cool, but I think at this point, movie number 8, I don't think anyone cared particularly.
Yeah, I totally agree. This is one of the least memorable scores in the franchise, and that's saying something. I also was trying to look it up. I thought the same guy did like all 8 of these scores for the original 8 films. But the guy that did this score did part 7 as well. But like from 1 to 7, all those scores, in my opinion, are memorable. And my IMDb was fucking up while I was trying to look this up earlier to see if that person did all the first 6 original scores, and I think he did. But those scores are so memorable compared to this one that it just falls totally short. Yeah, that's really all I have.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I literally just wrote 80s music. I don't have too much to say on it, to be completely honest. Rob says, I have the score on vinyl mostly because Waxwork put out the first 8 and I bought them all. Collector's Brain insisted I own them.
See, yeah, I know. And like after watching the movie, this is the one I probably wouldn't buy. But it does have a really cool looking vinyl though. So
yeah.
Cinematography.
I like parts of it. I thought the bit on boat with Kelly Hu where it's going round and it's really amplifying paranoia, I thought that was cool. I thought New York, the stuff which meant to be shot in New York was kind of flat and not very good, but there was some nice parts to it. I liked like I said, I like that dance floor sequence where it just goes round and round and amps things up, but the rest of it seemed like it was just shot quick and fast and they weren't really thinking about making it look cool or interesting. But I do like that sequence, so it gets props for that at least.
Yeah, I actually wrote down the dance floor one as well with all the lights going, the disco lights and the balloons, and it's very disorienting. And she's also on blow. So, I mean, it would be a little disorientating. Probably she's a little fucked up and Jason's in there. And yeah, I wrote down that scene.
Okay. I wrote down there's a scene where you see Jason and then we get it goes through like the porthole into Rennie's room, which I thought was pretty seamless and looked really good. That was the only, like, other than like the music one, the dance sequence, that was the only one that really stood out as a really nice shot or sequence. And I like how they make Kane Hodder seem bigger than everybody else, because we had the opportunity to meet him a few years ago or last year. Dude's short.
Yeah, he's not that tall.
He's very short. Like he's in like 5'5", 5'6" range.
Oh my god! So he's my height. That's terrifying. That's not terrifying. I'm very small. So that's not.
I think the thing that works for him is like, I think back in the day he was probably like, short and gorilla style.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna comment in the chat and be like, he was actually 5'9".
I was just about to Google it. How tall is Kane Hodder?
Look, because you can even look at our Instagram page with like me being 6'4" and him being standing beside us, like he was like trying to choke me, and it's like, I don't think you're gonna make it, but okay. But I do love the forced perspective shots. I noticed it a lot of, and I was wondering if there was like a lot of.
He's not that short. Why do I remember him being so short?
There's no way he's 6'2". No way. Isaiah, sorry.
I'm seeing all different.
Look at our Instagram page.
Some people are saying 6 feet. Some are saying 6'4" or 6'4". Some are saying 6'2".
I swear to God, you're taller than him.
Yeah, I remember him being short too. Why do we both remember that? Are we in some Matrix?
we're in an alternate timeline.
What is happening?
But you can even see it in the movie, like how much shorter he is than other characters in the movie.
Yeah.
You just have to look close enough and you can see it. I do not believe for a second he's 6'2".
What year did we meet him?
6'2". I don't know. You want to put up bigger odds comment?
Yeah.
6'2" and 6-inch platform
That's
boots. I swear to
amazing.
God, that's got to be it. There's no way.
I don't know why I remember him being shorter as well. This is so weird. I feel like I am in a dream.
Yeah, take a look at his IMDb page here,
I
quick.
think he wasn't. Ryan saying maybe he shrunk as he got older. Yeah.
No, that is a thing. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, but like at the same time,
It's a pretty big drop. So.
yeah, exactly. That's seriously shrinking.
I can't scroll back that far. It takes too long to scroll back that far on Instagram. But I bought his book. I still haven't read it. I would like to, but I got his book and he signed it, which is kind of cool.
Cool.
What are you looking up?
I'm checking to see if it's on IMDb because there's no. I can't believe it if that's actually true.
Yeah.
Maybe he did shrink a foot. I don't know.
No. He's got a foot fetish. I know that. That's just random, but I know Danielle and Scout make fun of him for it. Anyway, do you want to move on to costumes and outfits?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, costumes and outfits. Favorite costumes and outfits.
I didn't really have any particular favorites. I thought it seemed to be very much like the sort of idea of the 80s you'd expect. So like you got the punk rocker, you got the sort of smart, like you said, the kid with the camera. So it all seemed pretty much generic to what you'd expect, but it was at least a bit different than the other ones where it was more rural and more like sort of redneck's the wrong word, but more sort of like southern in aesthetic. But nothing really stood out, to be honest. It just seemed like, I mean, Jason looks a bit more banged up than usual, but yeah, no, nothing made me think like, what a great costume.
Yeah. Okay. Is he 70, Better Wolf? 70 years old?
No, that can't be true.
He's old.
Oh, I did not know he was yeah, I thought, I don't even know what I thought. That's, yeah, I don't know why I didn't see him as that old. Interesting. For me, I guess I'll go. I don't know, I kind of was digging the girl with the leather jacket with the hot pink shirt underneath. And she got the pink lips and the pink guitar. And then, I mean, I know I was just hating on Tamara, but when she's got the biology, her organs on the body, I thought that was kind of clever. I guess I'll give it to her, whatever.
Okay.
And then Toby's bandana was cute. Toby's going to come up a lot in this discussion.
Toby is a good-looking dog.
I did forget that when I saw this, I did forget about Toby Dog for like almost an hour screen time. When came back at the end, I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, Jason didn't get him off screen when he blew up the boat. So.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was going to read Big Rod's comment. The cast felt like a Dream Warriors ripoff, like a group of misfits who all have special attributes.
No, because Dream Warriors was good. This
Take the
was
word right out of my mouth.
None of the characters had anything. Like, if I feel like the bit on boat, they're just on such a rush to get through it that they just, like you guys saying, F1 has like a base character. Like you get the punk rocker, you get the mean people, you get the kid with the video camera, but they just, if they cut those characters, if they had half those characters and focused on like giving them anything to do, it would be much better. But yeah, no, I politely disagree with the idea that this has anything in common with that much better Dream Warriors movie, which is great. So, I wish I watched that instead. Wait, what?
Oh, Big Rod says Kane's 600 years old and 7'4", according to some legends. Bitter Wolf says, and in others, he's 45 and 5'5".
We'll never know. We'll never know.
I know. I couldn't find it. I'm gonna have to scroll back and try to find that photo.
I would laugh so I'd laugh so hard if you did find that photo and he was towering over both of you.
I swear
He's
to God,
not, because
not.
he's Brendan's 6'4", so he's at least shorter than Brendan. But
Yeah.
I remember him being short too, but maybe he just wasn't. Maybe I just have that image in my head.
I swear he's short.
Maybe it's just compared to you.
Because Derek Mears is 6'5",
He's a tall guy.
and
Yeah.
he was huge.
Yeah.
and
I
I-
love him so much.
Yeah, and even the Jason that played in Freddy vs. Jason was 6'3".
They were all so tall.
He was around my height, so when I
Yeah.
saw Kane Hodder, I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, maybe just compared to the other Jasons, he's short, right? And that's where
Yeah.
we're getting that, because when we've met all the other Jasons, they've been tall.
Yeah,
And then we meet Kane, and he's a short 6 foot.
apparently
I'm not even 6 foot.
he's definitely lying on his resume.
Sorry
I
to,
remember him. I
sorry to
remember him.
derail. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry to
Yeah.
Go
derail the
ahead.
discussion. Have you met the guy from Part 5? Have you met Roy?
No, I think we
No.
actually had the opportunity to.
Oh,
No.
that's so. I love that movie so much.
We haven't made it through that one. Did you?
Number 5, I watched it at work.
Oh, did you?
I think I finished it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did.
No, okay.
Yeah, I had a bit of a twisty ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished that one.
Yeah.
Jordana, I actually mentioned in the beginning that that you messaged me and said you love this movie. There's a couple of people in the chat that do. Jordana is one of the Terrifying 3 that's coming on Tuesday for the remake battle.
Yes. Picked a lot of good movies on your list, Jordana.
Yeah. Rose is probably shorter than you imagine because it's Jason.
Oh, maybe.
Rose says Part 5 is also a bad one. I like that one better than this one.
The kills are on screen in that one.
Oh, you're saying Part 5 is the best Jason. Yeah. All right. Did you say your favorite costumes?
No.
Okay,
I
sorry.
said,
Getting really sidetracked here.
yeah. I was, what did I say? I said Sean wears his best Steve Blues Clues shirt. Because underneath his jacket, it's like the green stripes.
Oh.
And all I could think
yeah.
about was Blues Clues for some reason. And Julius's tracksuit. I don't know if we brought that up or not, but he's got that white
Oh yeah.
white tracksuit with like the blue and red stripes on it. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Tamara did have a cute like red outfit going on. I hate giving her these flowers because she's such a bitch. She's not in real life though.
She's just acting.
Rob says remake battle. That sounds horrific. Yeah, Rob's not a fan of remakes.
There's some good remakes on there though.
I had to, and thank you, Brendan. I had to really narrow it down.
I know. I tried to pick some good ones too. I actually have to watch one because I've never seen it, but everybody claims it to be one of the best.
Okay. Memorable lines.
So I've got one good memorable line, which is "Go ahead, take your best shot, motherfucker," which I still think to this day is just it's so dumb. It's like but it's so at least that line plays up like the sort of the vibe I wanted this movie to have, which was a bit more fun and a bit more like not goofy, but just playing up how you're in New York. It's a bit ridiculous. So that's definitely my favorite line. I don't quote it so often, but it is one which does come up very occasionally in conversations. And yes, his head does get punched off, which is great.
Yeah, clean off into the dumpster.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got a few. Do you have a few, or do you just have a couple?
I have 2.
You want to go back and forth real quick, and I'll.
Sure.
I have clearly "Welcome to New York." And
I have Stephen King supposedly used it in high school. Just a little Stephen King name drop there.
oh, okay.
Okay.
I have this scene with I already forget what his name is. Tiberius. What's his name? Not Tiberius.
Who we talk about?
The boxer.
The boxer.
Yeah. when they're picking weapons, and he's like, they're like, "Oh, what are you gonna take?" And he's like, "Nothing." And you're like, "Oh, this guy's got a boxer, right?" So he's gonna like, he's
Julius?
Julius. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know where I came from with that. Nothing but this gun. Like funny. Like that's actually works for like the comedic tone that it could have went to, but it never does.
I have another line from Julius. I think it was him. He goes, "School's out."
Oh, I wrote that one too.
And then it's just the name McCollin or something. Is that the teacher's name?
I think it was the teacher's name.
Yeah. I actually kind of like that one.
I had one.
Sorry, did you have any more, Ian, or was it just the one?
No, that was it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I have one bad line, but I don't have any more good ones. So.
No worries.
I actually have a bad line too.
Okay.
My last good line though is facing your fear doesn't always conquer it.
Okay.
Which I actually thought was actually a pretty decent line.
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay. They definitely stole that from another script from somewhere.
Yeah. Mike and Serial's here.
Hey.
Hey. I have a soft spot for this installment of one of my favorite franchises. Another
Cool.
fan.
It's all pity love.
I think they actually like this movie.
It feels like pity love.
Oh, I'm glad we got a few people in the chat. Yeah, I kind of the fact that you guys are in the chat though. I wish you guys were on the screen so you guys can defend it more.
Yeah.
Because I kind of feel bad. That old pen that apparently belongs to Stephen King is ridiculous. It's like they think Stephen King was alive in the 1800s or something.
I'm sure some writers use quill pen styles still.
Yeah.
I mean, I only write in cursive, so like
Yeah, you do actually.
yeah, it's like half-ass cursive. That's like cursive print.
Yeah.
I actually write just like my mom.
Oh, okay.
It's weird, but yeah, I always write cursive.
Lines disliked.
So the follow up to this line in the movie is actually a good line, but the setup is terrible. And it's when Rennie says, "Look, you don't understand. There's a maniac trying to kill us." And I heard that line, and I just swear to God, I thought that they wrote it in and thought, "We'll change that later on. We can't leave that in the script." And then they forgot to take it out because it's such a terrible line. It's like, it's such a generic shit. Bad piece of dialogue that's only there to set up a better line, but it just feels like you could have done anything to improve that, and I just thought we just don't care. This is what's in the movie. We're moving on now, but I hate that line so much.
Okay.
Okay.
What was yours?
You didn't get me in the lake, and you're not going to get me now. That
It's
was
even worse. Jesus.
yeah. I knew there was a bad line at the end of the movie, but I couldn't remember
God.
it for the sake of me until she said it.
Jesus Christ, that's atrocious.
I didn't write anything down for that. Mike says my only issue with the movie is the title is misleading. Yeah, we talked about that a bit in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barrels. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I think there's actually it though, because I think you called this movie, if you called it Jason on a boat, it would be fine because like it's just fact that he's not really in New York, and title suggests a different movie to what you actually got. It's just I know why they did it because they thought it'd freshen things up, but it's probably one of the worst misdirections I've ever seen in a title, where it's just blatantly advertising a far better movie than the movie they actually made. So yeah, I really don't like this title at this point.
I actually thought, because everyone says this about the movie already, about how he's more so on a boat. I thought he was going to be on the boat until like the last 10 minutes because of everyone talking about that. So I was surprised by how much he was in New York.
Yeah, you had that going
personally. But yeah, I guess I had that going for me because of everyone's comments, right?
I mean, from what you're expecting, though, you're expecting a lot more in New York. Like, even from, like, just the cover art.
I guess with the title and everything, yes.
Like, look, he is literally hovering over New York City.
You're probably expecting more of a Scream 6 situation with Ghostface being in the city.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And, that just never happened. I don't know how they would have explained that any other way, but it, tried their best.
Yeah. Bear Will's calling you out and saying, I won't lie about liking a movie.
I know you won't. I'm just teasing.
I watched Piglet yesterday. It's the third best horror movie with a piglet in it.
Oh.
How many movies have Piglet in it?
3.
3? Oh, okay.
At least as far as I know.
Yeah, I actually don't know. Jason Takes Vancouver. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what surprises me is that they didn't. I don't know why I didn't talk about this in cinematography, but like the fact that they didn't shoot this in Toronto. Because a lot of the time, Toronto is a replacement for New York.
Yeah.
So it just blows my mind that they decided on Vancouver instead of, like, I don't know what Vancouver
I
looks
was gonna
like.
say I haven't been to Vancouver.
Yeah,
so.
I have no idea what Vancouver City looks like, but I know what Toronto looks like, and it does
Yeah.
feel like a New York City, especially downtown.
Yeah.
So I'm just really surprised that they didn't try to pull that off instead.
Yeah.
But then again, there's a lot of like financial barriers that happened with this movie if you go through watching the special features and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Favorite kill.
So I have to go with the amazing sequence where Charles runs into a building away from Jason, runs up to the top floor, and then is thrown out a window on the top floor by Jason, hits the ground, gets up, Jason's somehow right in front of him and dumps him into a vat of toxic waste. Because that's, apart from seeing Duelist, that's the one time in the movie I thought you're actually having some serious fun with this, because it's so implausible that Jason can now openly just teleport across an entire half a block into a place and then teleport back down and then dump guy in toxic waste. It was so silly. My only issue with it was that he dunks him in toxic waste and then he just leaves him there. It's like you said earlier on, we don't see anything. There's no gore effect afterwards. It's just you just sit in this barrel for a bit and then I'll walk off. But this like set piece of it, I thought was really very creative.
Okay. Yeah.
that's fair. This is a movie that's used for like dissecting if Jason can teleport or not too. Like there's like people that like break it down and like film essay it and stuff. That's totally, if you want to go check that out, absolutely do that. My favorite kill is actually the rock in the sauna.
Yeah. Yeah. I originally wrote that one down. And then I changed it to when he throws the guy off the ladder and he like lands kind of like a flag on the pole.
Oh, okay.
And he's just hanging there. I'm
Yeah.
like, ugh.
That's a good kill, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what the chat's saying. Mike says the disco dance floor
That's a
kill is
good
one of my
one.
faves. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Head getting knocked off will always
Yeah.
be my favorite.
Yeah. I figured somebody else was going to say that, so.
And the Sonic kill for Rob as well. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's one of the ones you actually get to see and it looks good.
Yeah. Yep. Least favorite kill.
I'd say, apart from ones mentioned, it's most of the other ones, because, like for Tamara, for example, you don't see anything. You just see a splatter of blood on the wall, and I have to wonder, like, you've seen the special features. Did they they ran out of money, or they were trying to make a tamer version of it? Because it seems like a lot of this movie is cut down to hide as much violence as humanly possible.
So I haven't seen the special features probably for a very long time. But if my guess were to be anything, it's the fact that this movie franchise has gone on for so long, and clearly the rating boards has a big fucking hard on for it. So by part 8, I'm surprised that they're letting them get away with anything. Because I'm sure there's lots of like, even like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies were all cut to shit
That's
to try to
true.
get an R rating, and even Reanimator, like all those 80s excessive violence and blood and gore and stuff, they were all cut down to shit. So
What's your least favorite?
I went with Tamara.
Mhm.
Tomorrow, I think she should have deserved a lot better of a send off. I'll say. I even I don't know what the rocker girl's name is, but she could have used, like, that would have been a cool kill.
Yeah. I also went with Tamara. I actually didn't know what her name was for a while, so I wrote blonde bitch off screen. I wish she got something a little bit more like deserving. Another one I kind of wanted to bring up that I thought was kind of funny was the girl in the very beginning from the couple. She literally is like screaming and just like going like this, and I'm like, at least try and grab the thing he's gonna stab you with and stop it. Like she just accepts it.
I'm gonna talk about that later.
Okay.
Because I have like a note to compare it to.
I just thought it was kind of comical. It was like I'd at least be attempting to save my life.
Yeah.
Gore factor and special effects.
I thought everything in the last sort of 10 minutes when they go down to sewer and Jason starts getting hit with toxic waste and his face starts melting, it's just terrible. It's so bad. And not even in a fun way. It just looks like they ran out of money and they thought we need to put something into this movie. But all that stuff was terrible. I think like most of the gore seems like it's been cut out of the movie. So there's a few bits where it's reasonably effective, but in general, no, I think this movie looks like they cut the budget as much as possible, and we're just telling people, look, whatever you can come up with, it will go in the movie, regardless of whether it actually looks good or not.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this is one of the worst looking practical effects for Jason. This is definitely not Tom Savini.
No.
Let me see. This is something that happens in a few of the movies, but I had to write this down too. Is they love to cut people's throats with the wrong side of the blade. This is probably like the second time in the franchise that I've caught it, but they use the back side of the blade, so the sharp side would be on the bottom.
Oh.
So I've noticed that a few times in this franchise. Jason's look, the boy Jason isn't even consistent throughout the whole movie. Like I feel like he changes from scene to scene, as well does his makeup.
Oh god, yeah.
And there's no machete.
Yeah,
not one machete. I do give him props for like being creative and using different stuff, but like there's no machete in this movie.
Okay. Yeah, you guys nailed it. I'll say one thing I did like, since we're on a ripping spree here. I liked when they got into the car and Julian, his head was sitting there.
Yeah.
Okay, that
all
wasn't
gross.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, the slit throat, I wish some blood came out. Like there was just something. I was like, that's a little sad. That's a sad throat slit.
And then they like slit his throat and then they pan to the window and I was like, okay, blood splatter.
Yeah.
And the blood splatter just never came.
Yeah. But that head in the car.
that was pretty good. It's better than when his head flew off. That was awful. I mean, it was funny, but it was so bad. Like, it's weird that the head in the car is better than the head that flies off the rooftop. That's very strange that they made two and one was shit and one was reasonably good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Storyline and pacing.
So storyline, my issue of this movie is I think a movie with Jason on a boat sounds cool, and a movie of Jason in New York sounds cool, but like jamming them together means that we don't really get anything which works brilliantly. They race through everything on cruise ship as quickly as humanly possible, so any characters who might be interesting die off screen very quickly. There's apparently 100 students on boat. We only meet like 10 of them, and then the boat blows up and the rest of them die. And it's like, I know they didn't have the budget for it, but it's sort of like you have an entire boat full of people and we only meet a small percentage of them. So, and I think Jason not going to any iconic places in New York, again, I know money, but if he's doing Jason in New York, he needs to go to the Empire State Building, Rockefeller Center, Trump Tower, anywhere iconic in New York. but he just sort of wanders around Times Square a bit and then apparently finds a sewer nearby and then he walks into it and that's it. So I don't think it was paced brilliantly. I think it was two good ideas jammed together, and I would much prefer just sticking to one of them. Like, if they wanted to just make a movie on boat, fine, but having the whole Manhattan party end, it felt like, oh, you just doing this because you told people you were going to do this. So I don't think it had much pace. I don't think the story was particularly good. And when it got to the sewer in the last sort of 10 minutes, it really felt like it felt like it's 30, 40 minutes long with how just dragged out it was. So yeah, no, I think pacing was really bad. Really, really bad in this one.
Okay.
Mhm.
Can I hit up the comments before you start? Because I'm getting behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see here. Jamie says my favorite losing a head moment is in Hereditary. Yeah,
That's a good one.
Jesus Christ, that's
and then Bitterwell says the Omen has a good one too.
Classic.
Thank you, Coy.
Thank you.
Gifting
Wow.
some memberships.
Happy Sanjo.
Let me see who they
That's
went
cool.
to quick here.
That's so cool.
Appreciate that. Let me get a what?
Somebody's gonna tell us in the chat before you get it up.
I know, I'm slow.
Whoop.
They went to MM and now 27. Sorry, I don't know how to say that. And Misty was gifted a membership. Thank you, Coy.
very
Appreciate
cool.
that.
Awesome.
Let's see here. Beyond the Grave. Hey, Beyond. Oh yeah, I'll do a clip. Yeah. Just popping in to say, hey y'all, sleeper pick, Jason Flick. Cheers. Hey Josh. Let's see, which clip should I do?
No, it's up to you.
This is a crowd favorite.
Always a crowd favorite.
Yeah. Almost done with Reacher.
I have been out of commish, so I went through a fucking Hunger Games franchise watch this weekend for some reason. Don't know why, but yeah, I watched that in 24 hours, and then we went through and we watched all of Adolescence in one day.
Oh, such a good miniseries. Oh my gosh. Did you watch it?
I have not yet, but I've heard good things about it. That's the one where they do it in one take, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's only 4
Oh, yeah,
episodes
no.
and just so good.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah.
So I got to get back on track. I also got to do my Invincible season 3 review for you guys, and yeah, sorry, I've just been on the couch.
You've had surgery. It's okay. Rob says subscribe to Ian's channel. Love any place where I can get Yellow Jackets talk.
Woo!
Awesome.
It's a very strange program this year.
We stopped after season 1. To be honest, we just got busy.
Yeah, we never. I started it.
Yeah.
Same with From. I never finished the 3rd season of From
Oh, okay.
for some reason. I really like that show too. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I stopped.
Some love for your shirt.
Very
Strange
cheap. So.
I've been enjoying Yellow Jackets.
It's good.
I heard it has social bullshit and adolescence. Anything odd in there? Oh, odd in there. Sorry.
No, I just say it's an unfortunate, realistic depiction of what could happen today.
I thought it was really sad and just really well acted.
Yeah,
Like the dad. Oh my gosh.
and like how you might not want to be hover parents, but like there are influences that can impact your child's decision making.
Yeah, you could really dissect this show.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's very, very good show. It's very tense.
Yeah, very tense.
And the single shots flowing through is
Yeah.
very seamless.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you follow a lot of characters, and I think everybody has a good important part to play.
Yeah.
It's good. I'll add it to my list. I've just finished Severance season 2, so need something to watch now.
I want to start that show. I haven't seen season 1 yet, and I keep putting it off. I got to do it.
It's good. It's really good.
I've heard.
Okay.
All right, Brendan, storyline and pacing.
Okay, so this boat must be huge because what they have in this boat makes no sense. So for starters, like, I guess this was I'm gonna say it's the 80s. I'm gonna blame it on the 80s, but like they let their kids skeet shoot off the side of a boat. Never would.
You like the what?
Skeet shoot.
What is that?
So there's little clay discs that they fling into the air, and then they shoot them with shotguns.
Oh, I didn't know what that was. I didn't know the term.
There's like no way that this would happen.
No.
Like, no way. This boat is way too big for everything that goes on. It's a cool idea, but if it was a yacht, it'd make more sense. It just doesn't look like a yacht to me. The visions of Kid Jason make zero sense throughout this entire movie.
I hated this part of the movie. I hated this girl's backstory. Yeah.
Well, too, like they allude to her parents, but then they don't throw it in there until the last fucking 10 minutes of the movie.
I wrote the same thing. I'm like, they should have given us a reason to care about her in the beginning.
Yeah. Like,
make us sad about her parents in the beginning, not at the very end in the last 10 minutes.
And yeah,
sorry,
it just doesn't work. No, absolutely. And then there's like Jason talking at the end of the movie.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know, like, yeah, like some people might not say it's Jason talking. It might be her imagining it or whatever, but Jason's like has the Kid Jason voice coming out of his mouth and makes no sense. And then the toxic, he like spews up water before the toxic waste even hits him. Made also zero sense. And then, apparently toxic waste turns him back into a child with a normal face. He is no longer disfigured, so he no longer has to kill people. I'm pretty sure he's like shaking too. Is he still alive?
Yeah, no, I thought that because he literally, he's unless the kid just gave up at even trying, he is clearly moving as the movie stops. It's like, it's just, and they just leave him down in the sewer. So it's like, is he gonna, when there's more toxic waste tomorrow, is he gonna become adult Jason again?
One storyline that I did not love is her getting injected with drugs and then just being fine after. 'Cause clearly they probably gave her, I don't know if we can say the names of this stuff on YouTube, so I'm going to say H. And she drives a car after. She's just like running around New York. I don't think she'd be running around like she just does not seem affected by these drugs at all. So it was just kind of silly to me. I'm like, where are you going with this? Like, it's just like, ooh, scary people in the streets. Like, I don't know. There was just no point in that.
Yeah, she would have been knocked out for the whole night.
That's stuff you don't mess with. This is almost like telling kids, like, oh, don't worry about H. Like, he can just do it, no problem.
It's not as bad as they say it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this movie's way too long personally. Yeah. And yeah, we already talked about her haunted by young Jason, whatever. I didn't really love. So
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This movie's acting like people are out there just giving free stuff.
Well, they drug her so they can rape her. Like that's what. Sexually is SA.
Yeah,
that's why they give her the drugs. But like,
it doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't ever goes anywhere.
Yeah,
and like I don't need the SA scene.
No,
but like it would have been fine if she just was out of commission the rest of the movie.
Yeah, but she's the final girl.
She's the final fucking something.
And for the conversation that Coy and Jamie are having, not getting political, it's going to be upsetting if you're a parent, regardless, with the content of adolescence.
Yeah.
The show we were just talking about.
Yeah.
It's an upsetting show, regardless.
Yeah, the last episode is not where I thought they were going to take that show.
Yeah.
It deals with a lot.
Don't say any spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such an interesting show.
It is. We'll get into favorite scenes.
So Julius fighting Jason, the teleportation scene. To me, he does teleport. I have watched many videos about Jason, what he can and can't do. That's clearly teleportation. The dance floor sequence, those are my favorites, and I thought the ending was shit, so that's my least favorite.
Okay. My absolute favorite scene in this movie is kind of lame for me to say it's my favorite scene, but it's when Jason sees the billboard for the hockey and he kind of like looks at the camera and you just see his mask and the mask on the billboard and you can tell he's like, what? Like, what's happening? That's my favorite scene of the movie. And then I really like the opening with the couple on the boat. I don't know why. I like that opening.
Okay, can I say my bit on the girl in the boat getting killed?
Yeah, I wasn't done, but
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you ever play a prank like that on me, I would
Oh.
murder you, because that is not funny to like come out and scare her and then literally go and stab her with a fake knife. Like, that just too far. You can say your bit now.
Oh, I didn't know it had to do with like, because she said that to me after the scene. She was like, "I would fucking murder you."
Yeah, if you pretend to come out and be a killer and you fake stab me,
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know it was like specifically about that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like, yeah, I'll go with the opening scene too, but like, I really like the girl's death because Shannon Elizabeth clearly took this like for inspiration in Scary Movie when she's like running around saying, "Oh, the killer's coming to get me." Closest thing I can describe it, like relate it to.
That's funny.
Like, you know the things where you do like what two movie scenes give the same energy? Those two movie scenes.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. It says this discussion is making me want to go through this franchise again. Maybe I'll do that if I ever finish watching Beau's Afraid.
I want to watch part 7 so bad, and I don't know why, but like, I really want to watch that one, and I want to watch part 6.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see Beau's Afraid eventually. Least favorite scenes? Or did you say your favorite scenes yet? No, you just kind of hopped onto mine.
Yeah, I put like, I don't know. There's like the classic scenes. Really, I do like the opening sequence because I do like when movies tend to take a look at the darker side of big cities that were supposed to have like big dreams. Like the opening was a very dark side of New York for the most part. The rooftop fight, and then Jason kicks the boombox.
I wrote that too, but I got sidetracked. But yeah,
sorry,
that's okay.
But that's it for me.
Okay. My least favorite scene, since you already said yours, right?
Yeah.
My least favorite scene is when Toby gets shot at and he gets spooked and runs away. Anything with the dog.
That's just called self-preservation.
Yeah.
I just didn't like that they shot at him.
No, I don't. Yeah. I got a couple too, actually. Jason pulls a fire alarm. Kind of just seemed out of character for me. I didn't really see a point in it. Because like, we're dealing with zombies.
Ian laughing at the movie is making me laugh more.
I forgot that completely. Oh god.
Yeah, like, was he trying to save himself? Like, he's dead already. What's the point in pulling the fire alarm? I don't know. That just stood out to me as a bad character decision for that character. And then we talked about like how Rennie didn't get KO'd after she was given a big heavy dose of the H.
The H.
Yeah. She would have been fucking sleeping, drooling, probably ODing.
Yeah. Final category, the killer.
I mean, I think this is a bit difficult because obviously Jason, I do like the character of Jason, but this movie really underscores how there's only so much you can do with him. If you start exploring his backstory, or if you show his vulnerability, or if he's being doused with toxic waste and he's saying "mummy" in a little kid's voice, it's just crap. It's just really bad. But I do like the scenes of the making Kane Hodder look taller and stomping through New York. I thought, like you said, the scene with the those guys in the boombox where he just kicks it over and gives them a look, that's great. The hockey mask bit is great too. But generally, they try and do a bit more character stuff for him, and I don't think it's a character where you can do that because there really is nothing there. But he was reasonably intimidating, which was good. So I liked him overall, but I thought last part where they really tried exploring his backstory again, it was like, can we just not do this, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think we need anything else from Jason to know. We know everything we need to know. I think like with his mask on, I think he's like he's a good looking Jason with his mask on. With his mask off, he doesn't compare to like even part 7. Like part 7's got like one of the coolest zombie Jason looking faces reveals. Yeah, there's no signature machete throughout this movie. I do like the use that they do use quite a few things around the boat. I don't like that they use the harpoon twice, because that does happen twice in the film, so I didn't like that. So point of like creativity goes. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. He looks better with the mask on. When it's off, it looks like a Play-Doh face. Like,
Yeah.
it looks real bad.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a way to like justify it too, and like maybe because he's been soaking in water
That's
for a
what
number
I
of
was
years,
thinking.
like he's
Yeah,
bloated, and you get the wrinklies.
yeah. Yeah, and I just hated the whole little Jason haunting stuff.
Jesus,
Yeah, just annoying. Thanks, Koi, for gifting some more memberships.
Dude's on fire.
Yeah.
He was rapid firing those out.
We got, I think he said Eli got one, which is cool. Let's see. Yeah, Eli got one. Jacob's Hex Ladder. Interesting name. And Wax on Wax 518 got one.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah, let me get you another clip. Let's see. Do you want to pick right now? Want to point at one?
The dinner scene, I guess.
All right, well, who'd like some appetizers?
Oh boy. Thanks. Really appreciate it. He looks like paper mache at the end of the movie.
Yes.
Ian's comments like the cool paper mache.
Wait, what?
All right. Scary rating out of 10. 1 being not scary at all, 10 being the scariest movie you've ever seen. What would you rate this?
So, for some reason, when I was going through this, I put 3. But now we've spoken about it, I'm probably just going to go for 1, to be honest. I don't think there was... The only scene which I thought was... I really didn't like the scene you guys talked about with Rennie where she's injected. I thought that was not scary, it's just needless. Like the movie could be shorter without it and it didn't really impact anything. So I'm going to go for a 1. I don't think this was scaring the slightest. I think even in terms of being a horror fan watching lots of horror movies, normally they'll at least have a couple of points where you go like, that wasn't scary, but that was sort of tense. And this one, there was nothing. It was just like, yeah, 1, just not scary, not particularly interesting either, to be honest.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
1's all around.
Yeah. Rewatchability, and would you recommend?
So I at some point I'll rewatch it because, like I said earlier, as a completist, I want to watch them all in order. But like as a standalone movie, I don't think I'll rewatch this one. The parts I'm interested in are probably up on YouTube as like their own videos. Like Julius punching Jason, the teleportation scene, the dance floor sequence. So there's no real need to watch the rest of it because there's just nothing there. And I think trying to review it and look at it a bit more critically made me hate it a little. I'd say it's got a novelty value. If you haven't been to New York, but it's not really, having been to New York, it's nothing like New York is. So no, I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
You looking at me? Rewatchability, yeah. I'd say if I'm like watching them all in a row, I would do it. I wouldn't skip any of them because even knowing it's one of the worst, I still do find like if I'm watching them all in a row, I might still find some enjoyment in it. Recommending? I mean, sure, check it out. Let me know your thoughts.
Okay. Rewatchability for me is a no. I never watch a whole franchise at once. You know me, like that's just not my thing.
Yeah.
I do one movie and then I move on to something different. So this is one I'm probably not going to watch again, to be completely honest, unless someone down the road wants to review it again and I have to, then I will. Might sway their decision a bit, but and recommend. I always would recommend a movie. Like I don't ever want to not recommend a movie.
Yeah, just because it's not our favorite doesn't mean it might not be yours.
Yeah. Final movie rating out of 5 stars. What would you rate this movie?
2.
Okay.
I think that's actually what I gave it too.
I think that's what I was going to give it as well.
Yeah, I gave it 2 stars too. Because like I just haven't seen the franchise enough to like, or just in a long enough time to like give it the lowest fucking possible score. Even though I truly don't think that there's a 1 star or half a star in this franchise. But yeah, I think 2 stars is a fair number for this movie.
Okay. Jamie says it's 0.05.
Wow.
Aubrey, how can you say that? Did you see the breakdancing kill?
I think I was making a note at that time. I actually missed it. Yeah.
That's funny. Hey, Aubrey. Hey, Coy.
Boy, just
Another membership.
All right, we're doing my favorite one now then.
What's your favorite?
Thank you, Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Whoops.
Oh,
That went to Brent Madison.
awesome.
Oh, did he just do another?
Yeah.
Another one.
Jeez.
Horror Her got that one.
Horror Her,
Thanks,
okay.
Coy. One sec. Let me let's go.
See, Esther alive!
Classic Evil Dead.
Rob says this movie gets a 1. The only reason it gets that is because it manages to be a movie. Oh. All right, we'll get into some fun facts. Kane Hodder says that one of the most fun parts of his tenure as Jason were the scenes in Times Square. He says that spectators were lined up and down the block watching the film, and he didn't want to take off the mask to destroy their illusion of Jason. He said that every once in a while he'd turn his head and look at them and watch them all go crazy.
I've heard that story.
That's cool.
According to an interview in Fangoria magazine, Kane Hodder vomited on cue in the final scene after drinking several pitchers of water. This was not a special effect. In the diner, the man Jason throws into the mirror is Ken Kirzinger, who would go on to play the Jason in Freddy vs. Jason. Kirzinger also doubles as Jason in a few brief shots in this film. He was taller than him.
Yeah, we met Ken.
Oh, right. I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we chatted about the bedroom scene kill at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. We'll just do a couple more. Despite the nature of the film and adverse filming conditions, Kane Hodder provided several moments of levity which were appreciated by the cast. Following several death scenes, for example, once director Rob Hayden called cut, Hodder would do a brief disco dance in full Jason costume and makeup, making the cast laugh.
Interesting.
Yeah. Of the female leads, only Jensen Daggett was one of the few actresses who was actually a teenager and was 19 years old at the time of shooting. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Don't need to go too deep into that.
There's lots, especially if you have the Scream Factory box set. There's like a couple audio commentaries on here. New York Has a New Problem, the making of Jason Takes Manhattan, and then I think like there's a special bonus couple discs too that have like its own special features, and the Crystal Lake Memories too. You can find that segment somewhere.
It's such a good documentary. I watched it on Shudder a few months ago. So good.
So long.
I know, yeah.
It
It took ages, but when it got to the end, I was like, "That's wow, another gift." Bloody hell.
Another one. Dark Room Reviews got that one,
Hey.
and Allie got one.
Hey,
Coy.
jeez.
It's like Santa Claus is in the
You're
chat.
gonna go through our whole videos. You're gonna have to get more.
Let me find another. I don't even know what this one is.
You haven't played that one
That's
before.
for you, Rob.
I like that one.
I like that one too. I
Okay.
forgot about that one.
Yeah, you haven't played that. That's a new one.
Oh, thanks, Koi. We appreciate it. Thanks for coming on, Ian.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, movie is shit, but it was fun to talk about. So.
I am glad that you didn't love it personally, so that I didn't feel as bad talking about it, because at first I was like, oh no, I didn't enjoy it. Like, I always feel bad when I don't enjoy a movie that a guest picked, because I'm like, oh, I really don't like yucking someone else's yum. But it all worked out because we were all in the same boat, and we
Yeah.
still found things we liked.
Well, yeah, you
So-
always do for the most part. Did you say yuck somebody's yum?
Yeah.
Never heard that one
You've
before.
never heard that?
No.
Have you heard that, Ian?
No,
You want to yuck your yum?
Where'd that come from?
It's just a saying.
Okay.
It's just a
Sorry,
thing.
not to call you out.
Ryan's asking if we're doing a live tomorrow to do a count. Are we doing it tomorrow or are we doing it Wednesday? What would you rather?
I think we'd be okay to do it. Yeah.
Tomorrow?
We're
Okay.
just polishing off DVDs tomorrow, and then we'll be moving on to the other stuff.
Yeah, we'll count tomorrow around 7 Eastern. Or do you want to do it earlier?
It doesn't matter. I'm home tomorrow, so whatever you feel.
6 p.m. Eastern? Is that too early for people that are in the chat? I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll talk about it. We'll schedule it. We're going live tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ian, do you have anything that you want to promote before we go?
I mean, the Red Herons Found Footage Nightmare is on YouTube for free because Found TV and POV Horror said no. So if people watch my last movie, it's there. I review Yellow Jackets weekly. The show is driving me mad this year because some weeks it's good and some weeks it's really, really not very good. And at some point there will be another Babachu movie, but that's probably months and months away. So there's stuff on my channel, but I mean, I think judging by how often you guys are on now and how successful you guys are doing, yeah. So I mean, I've got stuff people can watch, but I'm not focusing on making any more movies for a while, so it'll be a down period, but it's there if they want to watch it. So
Awesome. Everyone go check out Ian's films on YouTube.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we'll go live tomorrow. Let's do 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
That way maybe we can do a movie after. We can watch that Cannibal Comedian.
Cannibal Comedian.
Yeah. We'll go live tomorrow and do a count of the last of the DVDs.
Mhm.
Tuesday we've got our remake battle coming up, bracket battle, and then Friday, we've got Allie and Anthony coming on for a horror hangout. And next
nice.
weekend, I'll come on and do my Letterboxd roundup of what I watched this month.
And
Wow,
I'll be
cool.
doing a physical media count. Not count,
Your
but
haul.
haul for the month.
Thank you, Ryan, for dropping that link in the chat for us one last time for Ian. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Koi, for all the
Support.
memberships today. And thanks for everyone for being here and for joining us. And Ian, thank you for coming on again.
Thank you. No problem. It's very fun. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime.
Anytime.
Hope everyone has a good Sunday, and we'll see you later.
Stay spooky.
Bye, guys.